Pete always get a kick off of that when I was little. Tell me when, Levi.
Okay, just start talking.
Oh.
Tell us what happened.
Okay, when I was little, Gloria and Pete was picking on me, and I started just beating them up like crazy. You know, I really thought I had them beat up. And I ran to Papa and I said, Papa, Papa, two of them picking on me, and I had them beat. and old Gloria and Pete heard that, and boy, they ran and they got a hold of me and they whipped the heck out. And they laughed and they kept kidding me and saying, Papa, Papa, two of them picking on me and I had them beat. And they never let me live that one down. And that's all I remember.
That's all? Not bad,
Well, I remember a lot of little things, but they wasn't nothing really out of the way. You remember anything, Bruce?
I wasn't around back then.
You was around in your childhood.
What do you want me to tell about?
Can you think of anything funny that happened back in the past? Or?
Yeah, I think about one or two things.
That's the part you gotta...
Oh, is this what you're talking to? What is this?
You just hold that down on the side.
Oh, okay. Well, I remember when May and me first got married, her dad had rigged up a barrel with water in it so everybody could take a shower out in the field, you know. It was real cold, and we decided we'd go out and take a shower. And we stripped off all of our clothes and got in the shower. It was so cold. She said, I'm so cold, it's freezing. I said, well, I'm going to warm you up, baby. So I pulled her up close to me and started smooching her a little bit. No, that's the truth. I really. We got all warmed up after that. That really happened. She won't admit it, though.
I don't ever remember that. Pops, you tell me. Remember that. He claims it's true, Bruce, but I don't remember one thing about it. But my memory's terrible.
Did he really have a shower?
Yeah, he had a little building out back, and he had, and the water was cold.
Yeah, that's the truth.
I don't remember it though. But he says he remembers a lot of things. You better keep your mouth shut.
Tell us, Pops, tell us.
Oh, there wasn't nothing wrong with that. We were married.
Oh, dear.
How about Grandpa? Can you think of anything funny that ever happened to him or that he did? Him and Grandma or anything?
Wait, he's...
I thought they had a wounded duck or something.
Come here, Ducky. Come here. Look at that.
Got a chili
Come
from
on.
that swim, I guess.
Oh, look at it. I can't believe that. Look at that dog. Look, honey.
Go show it to Aunt May, bub.
Our dog bit his feet.
Aw, look at
Trying
that.
to get her dog
You get us a few ducks out there at the
Oh,
farm.
they're so nasty, they say, Bruce. I don't know. I know it. Get down. Buff. Poor Buffy, she needs a haircut. No, I'll never forget when Papa got knocked out with a baseball. Boy, that scared us. One of the people was hitting the ball, and I mean that ball, he struck that ball so hard, and it hit Papa right in the head and knocked him out flat.
There's something funny.
And we were all scared. I think you were out there watching, weren't you, honey? Or were you?
Maybe I was, I don't know.
And when he was standing at, I had never met Bill before, and he walked up there he was living at Hollis's, and he walked up to our place and was standing by the fence watching us all play ball. And I was on the bat and fixing to strike that thing just as hard as I possibly could, and it was a perfect hit. It went way past the pitcher's plate when I hit it, and that boy, the catcher, stuck his hand right up underneath there. When that ball came, he stuck his hand under there to catch it. And when he did, I hit his hand like I broke it. I hit that hand just as hard as I could with that ball. And I felt so bad, but it wasn't my fault. That was a perfect hit, and he stuck his hand under there. And I found out later, after he went home and they had to take him to the doctor and everything, he broke that hand real bad. But I felt so bad about that, but it wasn't my fault. I guarantee you he never stuck his hand right up underneath that bat after that. But I always felt real bad about that.
Up here talking, and my little nephew, Thomas, Sharon's son, he was over there playing. Skippy, Brenda Nelson's dog, was, they were over there playing again, and all of a sudden we heard Thomas hollering. And we looked over there, and Skippy had him on all fours, boy, just trying to do something. I don't know what he's doing. And he wouldn't let Thomas up, and Thomas was hollering.
I don't blame him. I'll be hollering too.
It was the funniest thing. We all laughed for 10 minutes. There's Nelson.
You didn't know what it was, did you?
Yep. I said, who's that parked out?
That's the first time I'd ever seen Bill, when I hit that boy's hand and he was out there watching it. No, I didn't. That's the first time I'd ever laid eyes on him. Never dreamed I was going to meet and marry him.
He's cultivating your yard.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's good.
I bought me a nice fertilizer spreader.
Oh, did
Tiny
you?
push and it
Yeah.
spreads it. Man, it's nice.
Oh, golly, maybe I can borrow it. I got to do my yard.
All you gotta do is from up north. If that tells you anything. But he's a pretty good old guy. He's alright.
He don't
Him
eat
and-
grits.
It's just too
Yeah,
bad.
he don't like grits though.
He likes that
Got
cream of wheat stuff.
He's gotta change his ways on
He
that
likes
grits.
cream of wheat.
Yeah, you gotta like grits.
Yeah.
This guy was hiking through the mountains, you know, and he come upon this sheep herder, whatever you call him. And he walked up to him and said, "How you doing?" He said, "I'm doing fine. How are you?" He said, "I see you got a dog there." I said, "Does he talk?" "No, he don't talk. My dog don't talk. Of course not." He said, "Well, let's see if he does." He went over to him and said, "Hey there, how you doing, doggy?" The dog said, "I'm doing fine. How are you?" He said, "Well, how does your master treat you there?" "Oh, he treats me real good. Feeds me good. He treats me just as good as he can." He said, "Oh, that's fine." He walked up back to him and said, "I see you got a horse there. Does he talk?" "No, you crazy fool. That horse don't talk. You know, whoever heard tell of a horse talking?" He said, "Well, let's see if he does." He walked over and said, "Hey there, horsey, how you doing?" Horse said, "I'm doing fine. How are you?" He said, "Well, I'm doing all right." He said, "How does your master treat you?" "Oh, he treats me real good. Feeds me good. Don't hurt me or don't mistreat me or anything." He said, "Well, that's fine." He walked back over to the fellow and said, "I see you got some sheep over there. Do they talk?" He said, "Yeah, they talk, but they lie a lot."
Yeah, they do.
You want to go hear that down there, Bruce, you got a joke?
Yeah, I'm all out of jokes. Nelson, you got a joke, don't you?
Nope, we ain't got no fresh out.
I can't think of none that's funny.
Let me tell you now. Okay. Well, this is not good. This is real clean. It's a pull-up joke. You like pull-up jokes?
Yeah.
Well, this is about a German, an Italian, and a Polak. They all three were committed heinous crimes, you know, and they were going to the electric chair. And they were going to electrocute them all there at the same day. So they took the German up there to the electric chair and put him in there and strapped him in. And went and pulled the switch and nothing happened. And the warden said, "Well, I don't know of anything to do but turn him loose. We tried to kill him and he couldn't. So they turned him loose and they took the Italian next and put him in the electric chair. Put him in the electric chair and they pulled the switch, you know, and it didn't work. And warden said, "Well, we just have to turn him loose. It just didn't work." So they turned him loose and they took his Polak and started to put him in a chair, and he was kind of giggling, you know. And he said, Warden, the trouble with that electric chair is you don't have it plugged up."
He messed up, didn't he?
I
I wouldn't have told them until they turned me loose.
Josh, what were you gonna
That's
say?
enough.
When I'm 65 years old, I didn't think I'd make it this long. We had many wonderful times when we was young. I come from a mighty big family, the Dimaggio family, and we used to have good ball games at our house. And I'm telling you, we had the most fun neighbors from all around would come and play with us. And I'll tell you, we really had some good times. I've worked for a long time. I'm just now retired. But I'm enjoying my retirement now and just do as I please. But I'm getting mighty lazy and putting on some weight. Well, I can't think. I really don't know what else to say, but I think the good Lord has been very good to our whole family.
It sure has.
We had a few bad things, but I mean, all in all, I think the good Lord has really been nice to us. And I thank the good Lord for everything.
How about anything funny? You think anything funny happened a long time ago? Or Mama, she remembers getting lost in the woods and all kinds of little things.
That wasn't.
Oh yeah, I remember one day, Mama was chasing me down because I didn't do something she wanted me to do, and there was always a little opening in that backyard, and I always crawled under there to run away from her. And so this time that hole was closed, and talk about somebody's heart beating. I mean, it was beating 90 miles an hour in my heart, and I climbed that fence as fast as I could because that opening was closed in there. And I'm telling you, she kept running, and she could run, boy. And I'm telling you, but she did. I finally got away from her. She hit Tessie across the head with a frying pan one time, and then she felt real bad. But we always. And then one time, Tessie was chasing me for something. My older sister. And I was running away from her, and she come by and pounced on my back. She thought she killed me. And I pretended like I was hurt, a lot worse than I was hurt. And she felt so sorry for me, and I thought that made me feel good. Well, Levi, I just don't know what else to say. This is my good sister Rose. Me and her's always been pretty close.
Sure has.
And Levi's been my buddy, too, for a long time.
He was brought up in our house.
Yeah, he was raised around here. He liked to play with the hammer, but that's all right.
With the hammer.
Yeah, but most kids do anyway.
Grandpa, you remember anything about Grandpa that
Struck his
How
phone
much you did, John?
Know what?
about Papa. Anything about him that was funny? About when he used to beat us with them belts, that wasn't too.
Well, he used to give us some good beatings with the belt if we ever got on the road. And it wasn't much traffic in those days. I don't know what he'd done in this day and time. Boy, if we ever got on the road or did anything.
Chicken pins.
Mama would quit chasing us when she got mad, but not Papa. Boy, if we ever said or done anything or talked back to him, boy, he'd really get angry. But he was pretty good all in all. I remember he used to read his Bible every morning when we was kids. And I guess he tried to do the right thing. He didn't have much education, but for what little education him and Mama had, I think they done mighty well.
He understood about newspapers.
And so we're really fortunate. Well, Levi, I can't think of anything else right at the present time, so I'll let Rose talk a little bit. I lost that time.
Oh. Well, I'll tell you about the time when I was about 3 years old. And Tessie, Marie, and Angelina went picking blueberries way out in the woods, and I followed them like, and I was walking and walking. I didn't know which way I was going. And so finally I found myself in some deep old holes out in the woods, and I see some horsemen coming by with their, they had rifles, and it scared me half to death, and I ducked in them places where the old beat up cars was. And when they left, and I got out and I kept on walking. And then this woman climbed over the fence and come and got me. She knew who I was, but I didn't know who she was. And she took me over the fence and gave me a good bath, and all I had on was an old sack dress with a chicken in front of it, hatching on some eggs,
Yeah, Mama.
And she put me her green glass beads on. I remember that real plain. And give me a little bowl of hot stew to eat that she was feeding her husband about that time he come in to eat, And and then the next day, was it the next day or that same night? I don't remember that. She finally brought me home in a little black coupe that they had, a little old coupe. I don't know if it was a 26 or what. But anyway, and because Papa had the sheriff and all them looking for me, horse and wagon.
Oh, poor Mama.
They was going everywhere looking
just
for me.
wringing her hands.
So I was kind of happy to get home. But whenever Tessie get on to my older sister, I say, my food I famine. I'm going back to that lady's house if you don't leave me alone. I had that over her head, so I got my way out.
She always got her way.
Because she was so scared I was going to run away again.
Yeah.
Well, that's about all I can say,
Levi.
Levi.
Her after that, Levi.
How about getting the goat stuck in the?
Oh Lord, we got the goat stuck in an old box in the bottom of the pond that our daddy built for us. It was full of water. That old goat stuck in there and he couldn't get out. We couldn't pull him out. And she kept saying, bah, bah. We were so scared Papa was going to come home from town and catch us out there, with it, stuck in that box. And I know some way and somehow we finally got her out of there. And then there was a time when we dug a hole with a post hole digger in the back of our house and stuck Gloria in it and down up to her armpits. And we couldn't get her out. She was stuck. She just suctioned in there.
And all the children were home. And we went walking in the woods. We climbed over our fence and just went walking in the woods. And then we saw these hunters with these guns. And we all got so scared because we were all real shy anyway. We never went anywhere. We just lived on our 10 acres. So we started running for home. And everybody climbed over the fence and got home except me. I was stuck on a post. My dress was hung on a post and I couldn't get over the fence. And I just was crying for somebody to help me to get over that fence. And everybody was so scared here I was stuck on a post.
So we went and hid under the house. And we saw them
Yeah, every time we saw strangers come, we'd run and hide under the house.
We don't know why.
'Cause we didn't know people. I guess Papa warned us not to talk to
About
strangers
strange
and
people,
stuff.
Papa,
So
uh-huh.
So he said he was the apple man.
So
Man
when
come
he-
in the truck, huh?
I don't remember that. So then they finally unhooked me off the post and we ran and hid. And it was just turned out to be just some hunters out in the woods hunting.
Coming through our field.
But we were scared. I remember when there was a wolf or something in one of our cupboards. We was out playing and we went in the house. We always played outside. We never hardly lived in the house because we had that small house.
Mm-hmm.
It was so little we lived outside and we just slept mostly and ate in the house. And we went in the house one time. We was all gone. It was almost dark when we got home. This wolf jumped out of the cupboard and scared us half to death. I remember that.
A wolf, a real wolf?
Looked like a wolf. A wolf or a, what do you call it?
Coyote?
Fox.
Oh.
It might have been a fox.
Could be.
Because I was so little, I don't really remember it too well.
What about when you stuck out in the playpen to sleep and it was
Oh,
dark and you thought the shadows was coming after you?
I had a
The moths.
toothache, and we had a crib out in the yard, and I just climbed up in it, and I was just about Bubba's age. And my tooth was hurting, so I laid down and cried myself to sleep. And then it got dark. When I woke up, it was pitch dark. Mama, I guess,
And then she started counting her kids.
didn't notice, anybody was missing because it was just so many. She just
Oh,
figured it was
yeah.
all in the
I
house.
remember that.
So I got up at night and it was scary. The trees looked like their arms were coming out like
Good
ghosts and
Ghosts
spooks.
coming at you.
I was just a little kid and it was frightening to me. It was black, pitch dark, and I went to the door and I knocked on the door. I said, "Mama, open." I was so scared I couldn't hardly call to her. I said, "Mama, open." She came and opened that door and she was scared to death to find me outside. She never dreamed I was outside. Yeah, that was about all it was. to
And
that.
we just got all excited playing jump rope. We forgot all about you was out there. We'd play jump rope late in the afternoon, didn't we, Charlie?
Every Sunday
Remember
we'd have a
Charlie
big ball
rope on
game.
a tree and play jump
We
rope?
told her to have a good one tell when you get old in.
Tell me.
We had ball games every Saturday and Sunday. Everybody would come over from the
Mama
neighborhood and
fixed
we'd get
lemonade,
teas.
potato biscuits and stuff like that.
And it was fun. We always
Fixed
looked
lemonade
forward to the
for us.
weekends. Papa would play with us, and Mama, and all the neighbors, and Albert and Leo, and all the Martinez's would
Leo.
come. And it was just something. I remember Papa got hit in the eye with one of those hard baseballs one time, and his eye just,
But he didn't get knocked on the ground, did he?
I don't
They
know.
talk like
Well,
he
he
got
got,
flat out.
he got his eye swelled up real
Yeah,
big.
busy looking and everything.
And he had to go, and Mama put a cold rag on and everything, got it down to size. But it took a while. He really got it. Those hard balls hurt.
To
The
do.
real baseball. Not the
They could have
No, it
knocked
wasn't
him
a
out.
real baseball.
Yes, it was
We
a
used to
real
always
one.
play.
Me and Grace used to call him Little Beaver.
He'd run like this. He'd run like this. Lee. Now
Huh?
let's see
Get
who else
out.
runs like
You
him.
run like what?
Papa run like this.
Tell he just getting you a video. She don't even didn't even know it.
Oh, man. Papa and Mama both would play with
Did you
it.
drink
You
your
know?
coffee, Levi?
Y'all had to eat. You know, y'all.
We didn't have potato biscuits and cheese biscuits that make for Saturday night and make a big old cheese tub full of them. And so she wouldn't have to cook on Sunday. And she'd pass them out to all the kids. And you eat one of them potato biscuits and you was full. They was good.
Mama made those
Cheese biscuits and
cravatis.
raisin biscuits.
Yeah, I seen her make a lot of them.
And sometimes she made
Remember she used to
Italian
let you bring them
pizzas.
home to me when you worked for her?
Mhm.
They were shells, really, I
She
guess.
called them cupcakes.
But that's the way it's said in Italian, I guess, you know.
They were good though. I miss them today. Especially with tomato sauce, and they're good that way too, ain't you?
Well,
I thought they was
Remember,
good.
she'd feed
Onion
everybody.
pie.
Because when you get through running around that field a
You'd
few
be
times and
starving.
playing baseball, anything tastes
I'm
good.
telling you. Ready to going out and picking fertilizer.
They done most of the washing. And
Big
Vito
place.
and Tessie and Marie would go out in the woods and get fertilizer
And we'd
for
stomp
Papa
it.
to sell it, you know.
I tell my step on that fertilizer, that girl about died. I said, and it's smoking. Smoking, boy. I'm getting in them bare feet when it's smoking. They said, what do you do? I said, well, heck, it was good and warm to my feet. My feet would be cold. I said, no. And it wasn't nothing but grass. I said, all they eat's grass. It's not just going to stink. Like ordinary chicken fertilizer, it stinks.
Yeah, and Papa and Mama, they milked a lot of goats.
Mhm.
We used to have a bunch of goats out in the yard, and they used to eat the grass up. My daddy'd hold the legs up, and Mom would milk away on them. And I guess we was raised on a lot of goat milk. I know when I was a
Charlie
baby,
wouldn't
Mama
drink no
said they
cow
lost
milk.
a cow, so I was fed on goat milk mostly when I was little. I guess after I was weaned, probably more likely, because Mama always, you know, took care of her babies.
We had a neighbor that lived where Shums lived next door to us. We never had many neighbors because everybody was so far apart. But this lady, we thought she was rich because she had a colored girl working for her. And we'd go out by the fence and that colored girl would dance for us, and it was so fun watching her dance.
Yeah.
She just really shook her stuff, you know. We just laughed.
Did y'all learn anything?
So, and we danced. We tried to dance like she did, you know. It was just funny.
They said, hey,
We spent a lot of time in that ball field.
Them was the days, I'll tell you.
And this officer used to ride by in a white car.
Oh, white flash.
Yeah, we used to call it White Flash
Oh,
because
Lord.
we'd get such a thrill because he was an officer.
Oh,
and he'd
yeah?
wave at us every
All the
time he'd
time.
come by. We'd run
Really
every
call it
evening
like- About like that LTD.
Yeah?
Levi's got.
when he
had a
was
car.
coming home from work. We'd always run out to the road and wave at him. He'd wave at us, and we'd get a charge out of that.
Yeah,
We were just
man.
little tots. We thought it was something that an officer waved at us.
I'm telling
Little old dirty Italian. Barefooted, raggedy. We lived like natives
What
almost.
would you do if your boyfriend
How
comes see
about
you?
when
You
Papa
sick
cut
then?
all our hair off?
I don't remember.
And we looked
Every
like little
summer.
monkeys, you know.
During the summer.
I
He
don't
just
remember
clipped
getting
it
mine.
so he wouldn't have to keep cutting it all the time,
Mom,
you know, because he's
You
busy.
ought to tell him about telling me
I told
that
him
instead
about
of
it because
saying
Ed, you told the funniest one about Rose and
Well,
you thought
we got-
Rose and Shirley
when
was
you
a
left us
rat
at that place.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
tell us about
That was
that,
so funny. I got the
Yeah, the
biggest
way you
kick out of
say it,
it.
I like
Yeah.
to hear you say it.
Yeah, we started home one night, Levi, and come off at 275 mile marker, and there was a service station there, you know, and I didn't pay any attention. We started, then when I went to the bathroom, come back out, and Mama Shirley went in. And this here man and lady walked beside me, and I thought this Mama and Shirley going to get back in the car. I didn't pay no mind, you know. And they got in their car, and I got in mine. And I drove on off, you know, and I started talking to Mama and Shirley, and nobody saying. And I said, hang, I said, what's happening? And I said, dadgum, they must be asleep. I looked back there. We got about a mile down the road. And I looked over, there wasn't nobody. Man, my hair stood straight up on my head. I said, don't tell me the raptor done took them and left me by myself. Man, I wheeled down a little side road and turned around and went but a few minutes I was back up there.
I know we was clowns. We was clowns.
That was
Mom
so
and them was
funny.
scared, didn't know where to go.
We was clowns now.
Now, you know they didn't close because of that. Ed.
I don't know.
I didn't go to quarters to make phone calls. I said, what good is it going to do? Liddy can't come and get me. She was going by herself. You know, if I asked her to come pick me up, I wouldn't know what
Shirley wanted to walk, but she didn't know which direction to go.
I didn't either. I
That's
probably
true,
went
you
back to
wouldn't know.
Jacksonville.
Best thing is
Instead
to
of going-
stay there.
I'd be going the other
Wait
way.
for someone to come back.
I
But
thought
you know
they
they'd
was-
figure it out sooner
I
or
thought
later.
I don't know why.
we just go back up racing. So it'll be so clear.
Back up a little bit, Levi.
Italian.
He's getting right now, trying to drag that
Sailor
car.
and his wife.
I can't remember that.
He's
getting down what he's talking
That time I found that 50 caliber machine gun shell.
Oh, yeah?
All we knew
And I, like a fool, went and dumped all the powder out of it.
Look this way, Uncle John.
I went and dumped all the powder out of it, and then I took it and put it in a vise and hit it with a hammer and busted my fingers all up. I threw my hand in behind me, and man, I wouldn't even look at it. I was afraid it done busted all the pieces. I tell you, that was a mess.
How about Grandpa? You remember anything special about him?
Talking about your daddy, John.
Yeah, he knows that.
The only thing I can remember how he pulled that belt out and whipped somebody with it.
That razor belt,
Did
too.
he ever talk to y'all or anything? You know, just give y'all some words of advice and try to keep y'all on the right road?
Oh, he always told us.
The Ten Commandments.
If he told us one time, he told us 1,000 times. Do no wrong and have no fear.
That's right.
But if you do wrong, you're going to have fear.
Yeah, I told us 1,000 times.
He always stressed the Ten Commandments too.
Yeah.
He used to keep that oil change in that old truck go. He used to have Shep change the oil every 1,000 miles. He'd have Shep
You
change
need
the
that
oil.
new truck?
Yeah,
Oh, he loved that truck you got him, Johnny. I'll tell you.
yeah. One day he locked the keys in it or something. Him and Shep took a hammer and knocked the hinges off. Skin it up to get it open. I told him, why didn't you bust the glass? Them little wind wing.
Side windows.
That little wind wing, I said, it'd been a lot better than skinning the truck up.
I've been thinking.
Then I felt sorry after I done that.
Tell us about some of your Army experiences when you
Yeah,
were in
over
the
in
Army.
Germany.
Lord, I don't know.
Yeah.
Tell us when you hung on to that guy, when you was still tired walking, you know, when y'all had to march so far.
Who was
And
it?
that corporal was there with you, Johnny.
Oh, no, Leslie Lewis. He's a fat fella in the Army, and I'd hang on him, and he'd go to cussing. He said, you gonna make me send my soul to hell. That's what old Leslie Lewis was telling me. You gonna make me send my soul to hell hanging on me like that.
How about when you and Aunt Elma got married? Do you think anything back then that was funny or anything that happened back then was
Something
special?
like
Coming home in a peach car or something?
In the peach car.
Peach car. Good gracious. God, dog. You remember that Ford you driving that police stopped it, didn't he?
Yeah.
What happened?
He'll tell you.
No, when I got out of the Army,
Mm-hmm.
I was borrowing Pete's 41 Ford, and going through North Carolina, and that state trooper stopped me. And I thought he was going to give me a ticket, but all he wanted to do is hear them mufflers sound off, because he had them two gutted mufflers on there. Man, they really sound good. And he got out there, and he had me pull off the side of the road, and he got in there, told me, race that engine up. So I'd race it up. Let off, race it up again. And then we do that about 3 or 4 times. And then he got in there and sat in there and raced it. I said, I'm sure it's some good sounding muffler. He said, where you going? I said, I'm headed to Greensboro. He said, if you're going there, I said, you sure better be careful, because they'll sure get you for them gutted mufflers in Greensboro. So just take it easy when you go through there, and watch out, because if you got any money on you, said they like to roll you around that place, so be careful.
No, he just got enormous.
I said, I ain't going nowhere like that.
Boy, that sucker's age, ain't it, Johnny? He looks like a 100-year-old man, don't he?
Look at the camera.
That 4 years in the White House killed him.
No less than professional.
Yeah, like you always said, John, we fixed our house that time.
Way back.
Yeah, tell about that. I worked on a house over
Oh,
there. That's
God.
good. All the trouble running into that brick like hit you on the head.
Fixed that back porch on his house.
Oh, yeah, no guy
Those
coming here.
skin teeth
Yeah.
come over.
Who's skin teeth?
You tell him, man.
Oh, Charlie Wells come over.
Oh, yeah.
He wanted to do the easy job. He told Ed to tear it up, man. He just fix it back. And I told Ed, you tell him, don't worry about it. We'll take care of it ourselves.
They're the ones that finished
If
it.
we had to do the whole work to start with,
That's right.
He wants us to do the dirty job, and then he just come in there and just.
Yeah, but I done told him what he could do and what he, I was gonna give him the dirty job.
Yeah.
He didn't want to hear that.
He didn't come back though. He left there.
So what else that?
I don't know. I told him he could do all the tearing the ceiling down, tearing up the floor, don't let me and John do the rest.
What old saying that Johnny used to always have?
He used to like that peanut butter and cornbread.
About,
Oh, God,
about
no.
working.
No less than perfection.
Not that, something about working.
Honestly.
Or getting old.
Yeah.
No, it's not.
No, I fight poverty, I work. Is that the one?
He said something. It was funny.
Something about meat.
Oh yeah. You don't eat.
Well, he knows. Where you tell?
Don't work for me or something.
No, 11 cent cotton and 4 cent meat. How in the world can a poor man eat?
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Oh, Lord have mercy.
Rest
Where's
yourself.
that? John over there?
Yeah, Johnny.
Albert's Martinez' son-in-law.
Don't you remember Albert's son-in-law?
He ripped the airplane
Dean's
up Texas.
husband?
Yeah, what did he
He
do?
was gonna go up there to see roll-off. Albert bought him an airplane or something. I don't know how he got it, but I think Albert put most of the bill on it.
And he crashed?
Yeah.
And he went over there and he was gonna land over there in
Texas.
Pasadena, wasn't
no
Corpus Christi.
Corpus Christi.
Yeah.
That's Texas.
I know that, huh?
Hey, what happened, John?
Corpus Christi, and he fell short of the runway. He didn't
turned
even
his bottom
he
up.
didn't even get to the runway. Hit one of them puddles and turned the thing bottom side up, wrecked the plane out, but lost everything he had. And I was going chicken when we was over at Shep's one day they was having some kind of get together out at Shep's, and Chicken went up to him and said, "Hey, kamikaze pilot." That's the name they give him from then on. But him,
He said that's what turned him toward the Lord when he had that crash,
But
plane crash, and he almost
he
killed.
looks a lot like Randy Travis.
Just
That's what he
Maybe.
thinks for sure.
That's what he thinks.
Does he?
Yeah, he thinks he's Randy
Oh,
Travis.
hey.
He does favorite though, I have to say he does.
Oh, he could sing though, can
He's a good singer, ain't he?
he?
Who,
I
Randy
don't know
Travis?
about
Yeah,
that.
Yeah, Randy Travis.
No,
He was
no,
pretty
we
good
don't
over
care.
here.
Yeah.
Get Karen, you already had me talking enough on that.
I still
Hey, little clown.
How'd you do that, Bubs?
I'll get you dark glasses.
Yeah, yeah.
Are we gonna supposed to say anything?
Yeah, I'd like to get you to, tell me a little bit about when you were little. Can you think of anything funny about anything that happened a long time ago, or?
Yeah.
Or-
When I was a kid, about 3 years old, me and Tessie was near our horse, and I went to pull his tail, and Tessie tried to tell me not to before she could tell me the horse done kicked me over her head and knocked me out. That wasn't funny.
I mean,
You remember that though,
I
huh?
still got the scar up there too.
I still got my scar to remember it by.
Gracious.
I guess that's what I guess I've been disobedient.
Yeah, Charlie said she remembered always running away from Grandma, but Grandma pinned up a little hole in the fence and she couldn't get through that hole, and she said her heart just started beating. That was so funny. I can picture that. Grandma,
How
she was,
about you? You got something you did?
Oh, no, I don't know. I can remember way back there when Leo was a little kid. Well, what him about 3 years old. He was crawling on the gate. We had a mule. It was pretty bad. And then I seen him crawl up on the gate, and the old mule come up. They was going to paw him on top of the head. And I grabbed him by the legs and pulled him back. That old mule, I never met that old mule named Jack. That's been, 60-some years ago.
Saved his life.
Yeah, I saved his life.
Yeah, I saved Pete's life one time. We had them drums, filled up with water.
uh-huh.
And we used to take a bath in them because we didn't have no bathroom, tubs or nothing. And Pete, he just fell in over head first and he couldn't get out. So luckily me, I was there. I pulled him up by his feet and saved his life.
Yeah, one of them 55-gallon drums,
Yeah.
It's hard to get out of it.
Yeah.
He couldn't get out.
Yeah. I remember that.
That's the only reason he still got Pete.
Yeah, I only fell at Pete.
Pete probably remembers that one too, huh?
I don't know if he remembers. It's kind of small.
Yeah, if you're little, something like that.
Yeah, he may remember it though. I don't know. What else you want to hear, Levi?
How about Grandpa? Can you
Grandpa?
remember anything special about him that,
I know one time we got Vito to babysit us while they went off. And he told them, make sure you tell us everything that they don't do right. And he leaves us work to do. And Vito is always a pimper. He always told on them. We told him not to tell. And we went and picked blackberries. And he told on us. And so we all got a switch for that. And John and them said he's worse than Hitler. Because he was always telling on us, you know, because he was the oldest and he was in charge of the rest
Well,
of
he
us.
was doing his job.
Yeah, he was doing his job.
The man said worse than Hitler to work under.
Yeah.
He was the boss.
He's a boss. I can't think of too much more.
I can't either. Been so long ago.
He was a good daddy. We didn't know he was so good until we got older. We realized. He raised 14 kids with none of them getting in jail but one.
Yeah.
21 out of 14, so he had to be pretty good. To raise us
And he
all.
didn't teach him like that either. He just got with the wrong crowd. That's all.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's
true.
what happens. Yeah.
Us trying to raise 2, 3, we do our best and can't do that good.
Hand it to him.
Yeah, I
Never
do
give it to
too.
children.
Yeah, he said he thought he wasn't very smart. Now that he got older, he realized my dad was real
He's
smart.
pretty
He was a
smart.
smart man.
Just like he used to say years ago, I can remember say, said you ain't got to worry. Everybody always wanting to go to the city, want to go to town, So you ain't got to worry. In a few years, the town will move out here to you. You see what it's
Sure
done?
enough, it has.
Sure has.
And he knew, and he could sense that way back there, 40, 50 years ago. So, he's brilliant than you think he was.
Yeah, because you could say that now, but to say it back then was something
Yeah,
else.
back then we thought he was a mean man.
It's cause he kept you straight. He was mean,
He
hey.
kept us straight, and then we got older, and
We realized
raised
it was our
our
own good. It was our own good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
he raised our own kids to realize why he had to be like that.
And he read the Bible a lot too, didn't he?
Oh, yeah.
That's
He
what
used to
somebody
read.
was saying.
He pretty well
He used, he used to read it all the time with his kids. Mama used to pray, let us pray, get on our knees by her, laugh every day. Of course, she used to say, Holy Mary, Mother of Jesus, and all that, but she still
Catholic,
prayed.
being Catholic, you know.
Catholic, but
that's
she
a Catholic
still-
way, but that still don't mean you got to condemn it.
Mm-mm.
If you're right, you're right. I mean, if you're right with the Lord, that's
The
all that
Lord
matters.
understands.
That's right.
You know, if
sure.
that's the way somebody taught
Same
you,
Lord.
it's not
Yeah,
that you're not
see,
trying.
that's
You know?
That's right. Of course, like it said, call no man father except your father in heaven. Of course, they call their priest their father, you know. They always say father.
Yeah.
Good morning, father, you know.
Mhm.
They say don't supposed to call no man father except your father in heaven, you know. Of course, except your real
That's
daddy or
right,
something
that's
like
right,
that. But
that's right.
still, that's the way they believe, so what? We raised all in there. I went there a lot of times. We went there. They used to have a car come pick you up way out here in these woods. They come pick you up, bring you over there from St. Paul's Catholic Church. St. Paul's Catholic Church over there on King Street, over there off of King, just past off of Park and King over there, still there. They built new churches there, but we used to go there. My dad used to go there with a horse and buggy, bring us there way back there. We had nothing but kids. Had a nice old used buggy and had that horse. He curried it all down, made it look pretty.
I remember all them Sunday afternoons y'all take us fishing over there at the creek trying to catch them little brim.
You remember
Who
that?
was that fella in there?
Riding in the
Bruce,
back of the truck.
Was you with us when Bruce fell overboard?
I don't think so, no.
Right down in Orange Park, just time you get in the main part of Orange Park, got a little kind of canal thing that runs on back to the river. There down there, we used to go fishing all the time. Wasn't no house down there, and fool around down there. And first thing you know, Bruce fell overboard. He wasn't more what about.
I forgot we had to
6, 7
pull
years
him
old.
up out of there.
Had to
too.
pull him up out of that water. Oh, you had some time.
We used to take him because, you know, we knew Bill that we couldn't take him nowhere, so we'd feel sorry for him. We'd take him in.
How long y'all been married?
48 years. 48 years.
48 years.
48 happy years, huh?
Yeah, I started to say 47, 48.
I wouldn't.
Hard to keep track
Yeah.
I'd have it do it again. I'd do it again.
That's sweet.
Okay.
I'll give her.
the truth. I ain't got nothing to grumble about.
I haven't either.
So see, that makes both of us.
You got
she
one
even
them-
agree with me. I'm gonna show my bald
I
head.
got to show you bald head. You got
Yeah.
bald head.
Yeah.
I married you with hair, and I keep you without it.
Ain't gonna get rid of it because I ain't got no hair.
Well, God knew what he was doing. He let the man lose his hair instead of the woman, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
We could deal with it.
Oh, yeah.
I know I'm getting thin up top.
Are you?
Yeah, you know, I could shoot
Well, how long y'all been married now?
about 14 years.
Really? Y'all won't be long following behind us.
Well, I tell you, it ain't many of them got married when you did still married. You know
That's
that.
true. I feel lucky.
They
Just
done
to-
got married 2-3 times. And so I tell you, I think y'all made a nice couple.
Give her a kiss and well. Oh, come on! You can do better than that. Come on. Yeah.
About that.
Yeah.
That's more like it.
For all them years.
Yeah, after all them years.
Now, let you have your cap.
Yeah, kissing cold from the top of my head. Oh, we gotta take a picture of Rose Garden.
That's my rose garden. This is our little garden, and we got a big garden back over there. I'll let you see our big garden.
Ooh, another pretty rose. What kind of rose is this?
This one? I think this is the ever blooming. I'm not sure. It's the one I used to have by the garage, but I can't remember what they call it. I got plenty of those. That's that Queen Elizabeth.
Look like Queen Elizabeth, huh?
Queen Elizabeth Tropicana, and I got the Don Juan over there, I think. And I think these is, I don't know what they're called, ever blooming. This is the cabbage rose back here.
Yeah, that's her garden. That's her rose.
And one day it rained real hard, and Jimmy come over at the house, little Jimmy, and he was making mud pies and throwing them on that White House. And boy, I said, Jimmy, you better not do that. Papa just painted that thing. Oh, he was having fun. He was about 5 or 6 years old. Papa had that blue 50 Ford truck. Okay, I'll be there in just a minute. Let's finish taping it when I say. Okay, as I was saying before we was rudely interrupted and I had to go away for a few minutes, Jimmy, he was having the time of his life, just throwing them mud pies on that new house that Papa painted up for. And he didn't hear my daddy come up. My daddy's driving that 50 Ford pickup, and it was quiet. My daddy usually stopped at the house before he went back there to feed them hogs. And boy, he seen what Jimmy was doing, so he eased on down there and pulled right up on little Jimmy, and Jimmy was bent over. He grabbed him a mud pie, and he was fixing to sling it, and he seen the grill of that blue Ford truck. And before he could do anything, Papa done jumped out of that truck and grabbed him by the arm and done that old belt routine. He'd pull it out with one hand, flip it up. When it come around, he had the other hand, had him by the arm. And around and around and around that they went. And Jimmy, to this day, all I got to do is mention it, and he can tell you in a second what happened. But that's just one of the things. I could tell you thousands of them, but don't have all that much time today. And got some people trying to get away from here, so I'm gonna cut it a little bit short, and I want to let you introduce you to my wife here, Evelyn. Come here, Evelyn. Now, have you got anything to say about the old times?
Well, I wasn't back in those days when you were.
Oh, that's right. You are about 10 years younger than I am.
Now, I like to say I've had some good years with you.
Okay, thank you, baby.
14. How long y'all been married now?
14.
14 years?
14 years in April, 21st of April. I had some
A
good
man
years.
like me is hard to find, you know? You know what I'm telling you, Tony? You tell Tony, Tony let you know.
I don't know about that.
A good woman's hard to find too. I love her, and she's a good woman, and I have to beat her about 3 times a week, but other than that, we get along fine.
You mean it's dropped?
Yeah, it used to be 4. But I got her where she moves when I tell her to jump, so that everything works out good. As long as she does what I tell her and don't get mad, everything works out great. Okay, baby. Am I telling the truth?
No. Because I never jump.
She sure don't. She might move about 30 minutes later, but she does it. She don't like to, but she'll do it.
How about Grandma? You remember anything Grandma used to do?
Oh, no taller me, buddy. For me's of me, I'd have bright the new car. She used to tell Vito, said, Vito, why don't you buy Frankie a new truck? He said, he got junk. Frankie got junk, Vito. Buy buy Frankie a new truck. Vito couldn't buy himself a new one, but she wanted Vito to buy Frankie a new truck. One time she fixed him up though. He was dating this girl in Middleburg and he was late. And he told Mama, said, "Where's my coffee?" Mama just fixed a boiling hot pot of coffee and she poured him a cup in this Navy cup, one of them big old thick Navy cups, and he just got through slicking that wavy hair all back and fixing to go dating his gal in Middleburg. And he comes by the table and he scoops up this cup of coffee and he sits down, and the cup wasn't hot because he just poured it. He slugs that thing. It took about 3 gluck, gluck, gluck. And he jumps up and the whole table comes up. And, "Whoa!" He said, "Why didn't you tell me this coffee was hot?" He liked to turn the table over and he took this loaf of bread that was sitting there and he broke it open in the middle and jammed about 4 slices of bread in his mouth. And he wasn't able to taste nothing for about a week. And she fixed him up good.
Oh,
But I
mercy.
tell you, she really scolded him that day. But he was in a hurry, and he ain't never forgot that either. I guarantee you that was I never will forget it. That was funny. I like to laugh, man. And another time, Mama, before we got water in the house, Papa got her one of them old Ringer washing machines. We had it out there by the pump. And I guess I was 5 or 6, 7 years old. Mama was out there just washing clothes at that old Ringer washer. And I happened to walk out the back door and I seen Mama, and she was talking that Italian and she was jumping up and down. I said, "What's the matter, Mama?" She was reveling off all this Italian stuff and I didn't know what she was saying. I didn't realize she was getting electrocuted. She was barefooted standing in that water. You know how to...
Yeah, the shock.
The whole ground was just shocking her, and she was jumping up and down. And finally, I pulled the plug out. Oh, and boy, she was so mad. That thing was getting her good. But I tell you, that was funny. I thought it was funny. I was enjoying watching her dance, but I didn't realize what was happening because I was just. But after I did realize, I did pull the plug.
Yeah.
So she was all right. She got a charge out of it. That's tough. They'll have to wait in line.
Tell them to call you back?
Who is it, honey?
I don't know.
Just tell them to call back.
Just tell them that I'm in a conference right now. we filming a video of the Dimaggio from the old time.
What to do?
Did you ever video Pete yet and asked him about the time he pinched Papa in the butt with a pair of pliers and went to run? And Papa was building that house where we used to live in. And when my daddy turned around to go get him, Pete turned around and he hit one of these cats that goes between the walls, hit his head so hard it knocked him out, and Papa felt sorry for him and couldn't whip him. And Pete, he was just playing. When he grabbed him, my daddy moved, and when he did, he bared down on them pliers, and my daddy turned around to kill him. And when he did, Pete turned around and took off and run right into a 2x4 and knocked him out.
Sounds like something I would do.
Papa felt so sorry for him, you couldn't beat him.
Oh, boy.
I guess that's about all I can think of right now. If I don't want to use up all your film, you might want to talk to somebody else. I really had a good time and I enjoyed.
There's Uncle Vito.
Yeah.
Finally come down here to get you on video.
Oh.
How we doing today?
All right. Gotta get these cars running.
You know how that is. You're always hard at it.
Trying to work on this. They ain't got here yet, you know. I thought Joe and them would be right down here. Right over there, 4-barrel.
Carburetor?
Yeah. Water jet.
Uncle Vito.
Yeah. Testing them. Back then. Then on a Saturday, he'd have us cleaning that field if you're going to play ball Sunday. we all had to get busy, and he had me the boss out there, bossing all them out there, telling them what to do. They'd call me Hitler then, see. Back working on Model T's, I had to stay home. My dad helped him on a Model T. Ford, and I said, good gracious, it's cool. Old man Turkey said, Joe, he said, that boy gonna make a mechanic. See how he watches every move I do? So he watching every move I do on your Model T. Got that old Model A then, you know.
Yeah.
Started working on it. I'll never forget, I like froze in an old Model T, didn't have no top. Man, I prayed and prayed. I said, I hope my dad gets a closed-in truck with windows in it. It wasn't a month later, he got him a Model A van. I was the happiest boy in this country. It wasn't nothing. Nobody could even been that happy with a Lincoln.
So you've been mechanicking all your life, huh?
Yeah, since I was helping my daddy since I was 9. Model T and stay home sometime from school to help.
Did he know much about them, or he?
Yeah, he knew about mechanics. He'd work on his own. He never took on. One time he had trouble with it, and he called Turk. Turk was a mechanic. Back in them days, there was only a few mechanics.
Yeah.
Got off that horse and wagon, Clyde Heisler. Drove with him 3 days, and he got that Model T. He said, "Whoa!" When he tried to stop, he forgot he was in the car. That's right. You seen them old movies that say, whoa! Yeah. He did that same thing, and he got in a Model T the first 2 or 3 days. After that, he got the hang of it. So, Mama says, I see what she said. Buddy, life's well if you keep well. Yeah, she said, buddy.
You got your help.
Yeah. Life's well if you keep well.
She used to always tell me the most important things in life when I'd be over there, you know, she'd tell, you know.
Yeah.
Just have something to eat and, you know.
Me and old Charlie used to go up there, man. She'd fix us a bowl of spaghetti and coffee. Charlie said, I can't eat that. I said, yeah, buddy, you can eat it. You can eat it. Charlie sat down and said, man, I had me. He was full, see?
Yeah.
I think I just saw Joe and Paul just come up. 6 years old. He took a GMC front end apart. Give him a 1/2 inch wrench and a ratchet.
Yeah?
He took that thing all apart.
When he was 6?
Yeah, he was 6 years old. Took him down there. Now he's a pretty good mechanic, that Joe.
Yeah, Joe, I know he's a good mechanic. That's for sure. Come on, Joe.
Levi, something else, eh?
Yeah, he got.
He's out here making a big show today, huh?
Yeah. Full-time mechanic, they gotta learn that electronic age. See all this pile up? After 35 years, you get a bunch of junk piled in the shop.
I imagine
Run
so.
yourself out of the shop.
The shop's been open 35 years?
Yeah. This one, man. I was in another shop 5 years, and I worked for the dairy 20 years.
That's 60 years right there.
And I worked at Flavor Ridge 2 years.
How old are you now?
68.
68?
Yeah, but I worked there and here.
Yeah.
In those 35 years.
Yeah.
There and here.
Yeah, I see.
I didn't work there. I worked there 20 years off and on.
You're working 2 jobs.
Yeah, 2 jobs. About 30 some odd years I worked 2 jobs. Oh, Lord. Now I gotta get this quarter jet ready. Not quarter jet, force. 4 valve.
Worked on a few carburetors, huh, Uncle Vito?
I sure have. This makes 2 this week on it. Let me get that up here, son. Watch it, son. What's your name, Minute? 9, yeah, 69.
In October?
Yeah.
What day?
The 9th?
October 9th?
Yeah. I was born in 1921. I can't believe it. The youngest is 50.
Yours 69. I know there's about 20 years difference between me and Al. How about Frank? John must be about 55, 6, ain't he?
I don't know.
Let's see, John, he's 7th down the line.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's my mom.
Levi.
Yeah. We used to climb that tree and watch him. See coming down the road, we'd ride a bicycle when he told us not to on the road.
Yeah.
And we thought he didn't see us. We'd get a whipping. We'd run off of the road and we couldn't figure out when he turned first on, he done seen us on the road. We thought he couldn't see us that far. We seen him. We didn't have enough sense to know he could see us. And we'd get a whipping. After that, we set up somebody in a tree. Before he turned that corner, it hollered, "Get off of the road. Here he comes, here he comes." Well, we'd get a whipping if we didn't listen. Better come home at night. He didn't lay out all night. I know when I caught, and I still had to come in at 12 o'clock. You want to drive my truck, you're going to have to come in at 12. One night, I used to run fast as I could. Pond Creek about 200-300 feet. He was looking out the back door. Old 37 Ford didn't have no door. I jumped out the door and I flipped the lights off. And I run, I was knocking on the back door and he said, "Who's in the truck?" I said, "Nobody, that was me." He said, "You couldn't have got here that fast because you outrun that light." He said, "You outrun the headlights before they went out." I said, "That was me." I was doing some low flying.
Who was you courting back then? Who was you taking out?
Mary.
Mary?
Mary and her mom and all her brothers.
Lord.
They didn't go by themselves. You had to take the whole family.
Where'd y'all go back then?
We'd go to the show. I'd take Miss Martinez and them to the show.
Outdoor theaters?
Yeah, no, they didn't have outdoor theater then.
What the hell's indoor?